Archangel Michael says, silence has always been your power. They mistook your calm for weakness, your quiet observation for ignorance. They thought they could manipulate your kindness, but they never realized that heaven hides its sharpest swords in the gentlest souls. They mocked your patience, whispered behind your back, and laughed when you chose not to react. Yet even as they smirked, divine energy was rearranging your destiny. What they thought was you being slow was you being divinely timed, and now every move you make will expose their foolish pride. They walked into the fire they set for you. Their arrogance has become the chain that ties them to their downfall. The same lips that called you unworthy will soon tremble as they speak your name in disbelief. The tables are turning without you needing to lift a finger. The energy of truth is rising, and heaven is watching their masks fall one by one. What they built on lies will crumble before your eyes, and their illusion of power will collapse into dust. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They once pitied you, but the angels pitied them. You were never naive, you were guided. The universe allowed their arrogance to grow so that when the revelation came, there would be no doubt about who stood in light and who hid in shadows. Your spirit carries ancient wisdom that no human mind can calculate. They tried to read you, but you are written in a divine language. Your energy confuses them because it doesn't match their shallow perception of strength. Archangel Michael says, those who mocked your simplicity will one day beg for your guidance. You are not meant to fight them, you are meant to outgrow them. And the higher you rise, the smaller their laughter sounds. You were not slow, you were strategic. You were not weak, you were wise. Now, what they thought was your ending is about to become their greatest lesson. Type Amen to get blessing 444. You have walked through rooms where they underestimated you. Yet even there, your silence echoed louder than their boasting. Every time they thought they fooled you, heaven wrote another miracle in your favor. The same people who said you were nothing are now stuck replaying your name in their mind. They scroll through your presence, trying to find the part where you failed, but all they find is strength. All they feel is regret. Karma moves silently, but when it arrives, it hits louder than any insult. They are now facing situations that mirror the pain they once caused you. It's not revenge, it's revelation. And while they stumble in confusion, you stand calm in your light, untouched and guided. Your victory is not loud, it's divine. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They said you didn't understand, but you understood more than they could imagine. You just chose peace over drama, faith over pride, and purpose over ego. That decision made heaven stand with you. They thought you were slow because you didn't chase after explanations. They didn't realize your silence was divine protection. You were never losing, you were learning who deserved access to you. Now, those same people are sitting in silence, realizing how deeply they misjudged you. The one they called foolish turned out to be the one heaven favors. Archangel Michael says, the day of reckoning has begun. The masks are slipping. The ones who doubted you will soon see your divine glow, and they won't be able to look you in the eye. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Your glow is not arrogance, it's alignment. They are not angry at you, they are angry at how wrong they were about you. Every blessing that arrives now will remind them of what they threw away when they underestimated your spirit. You were not meant to convince anyone of your worth. You were meant to become the proof of it. The pain they caused was the fire that polished your crown. Now the same ones who look down on you will need your forgiveness. Some will try to come back with sweet words, pretending they always believed in you. But heaven says, discern, not deny. Let your silence speak, let your glow answer, and let karma finish what it started. You owe no one an explanation when destiny has already spoken for you. Type Amen to get blessing 777. They are realizing too late that you were not naive, you were noble. You were not quiet because you were weak, you were listening to divine strategy. Every delay was preparation for the season you are now entering. This next phase of your life will silence every rumor. The same people who thought you were behind will struggle to keep up. The balance has shifted, and now the spotlight is divine, not man-made. You are stepping into a realm where your peace becomes your power. Your calmness will disturb their chaos, and your success will expose their lies without you saying a single word. Archangel Michael says, the ones who thought they played you will soon realize they played themselves. He has drawn a circle of fire around your destiny that no liar can cross. Type Amen to get blessing 888. You were never what they assumed. You were a mirror, showing them their own emptiness. They laughed at your dreams, but heaven was building them in silence. Now, those same voices will whisper in confusion when your name rises in places they can't reach. The people who called you simple will now study your grace. Every mockery, every dismissal, every arrogant smirk, they all become stepping stones beneath your feet. Heaven used their ego to lift your name higher. You are not what they said, you are what God declared. And that truth cannot be undone. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Their regret will not be loud, it will be quiet and constant. Every time they see your light, they will remember how they laughed at your patience. But the angels remember too, and they are not done blessing you. This is your elevation season. It won't be announced, it will be witnessed. The people who counted you out will now count your blessings in disbelief. They assumed you needed their approval, but you only ever needed your purpose. They assumed you were lost, but heaven knew exactly where to find you. Archangel Michael says, stand tall and stay silent. The truth is already speaking louder than any lie ever could. Type Amen to get blessing 1111. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Now breathe. You made it through storms meant to break you. You survived rooms that laughed at your presence. Every humiliation became divine evidence of your endurance. Your story will be retold by the very ones who tried to erase it. The same mouths that mocked you will now speak blessings they don't even understand. That's divine irony. You are walking proof that humility is not stupidity, and that silence is not ignorance. Heaven protects its chosen ones by making them look ordinary until the perfect moment arrives. And that moment is now. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. They used to roll their eyes when your name was mentioned. They thought you were a background character in a story they controlled. Yet as time unfolded, heaven revealed that you were the main lesson they needed to learn. Their arrogance blinded them from seeing your true power. They mistook your stillness for weakness, not realizing that silence is often the loudest roar of the wise. What they called stupid was actually divine patience wrapped in peace. Now, their words return to haunt them. Every insult, every mocking tone, every dismissive glance, it all echoes back like thunder against their pride. They called you small, but heaven enlarged your territory right under their nose. The tables are turning, quietly but surely. The same ones who dismissed you will now look for you in places they never thought you'd reach. Their confusion is the sound of divine justice at work. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. Their pride was their downfall. They tried to manipulate your mind, but your spirit was untouchable. The angels placed a shield around your name, and no amount of gossip could pierce it. What they once ridiculed will soon be their desire. The same wisdom they laughed at will now be the wisdom they seek to imitate. And when they realize it, the shame will sit heavy in their chest like a weight that cannot be lifted. You never needed revenge, your growth is the loudest one. Every moment you chose silence, heaven kept score. Every time you walked away, the universe wrote your elevation in golden ink. Archangel Michael says, their laughter was temporary, but your rise is eternal. What they didn't see was how your pain was training you to outlast their pride. And now, divine timing is pulling back the curtain. Type Amen to get blessing 1414. They see your glow now. It disturbs them because it reminds them of the times they called you nothing. The energy they once dismissed has become the frequency they can no longer ignore. Their arrogance made them believe they had control. They assumed they could mold your image to fit their mockery. But the truth is, heaven was molding you into something untouchable. You are not the person they once judged. You have evolved into a version of yourself that is unstoppable. And every success you experience from this point forward will serve as divine evidence of who was really favored. Let them talk, your silence has already won. Let them watch, your rise has already begun. You don't need to prove a thing when heaven is proving it for you. Type Amen to get blessing 1515. They wanted you to question your worth. But instead, their words became fuel. Every insult became the spark that pushed you closer to your purpose. You became what they said you could never be. You turned every stone they threw into a staircase. And now they can only watch as you ascend higher than their ego ever imagined possible. They will pretend not to see you, but deep down they do. Their jealousy hides in silence, their regret hides behind fake smiles. They will replay the past in their minds, wondering how they could have been so wrong about you. Archangel Michael says, the humble shall inherit not through noise, but through grace. You stayed quiet, and that silence became your sword. Now no insult can reach you because you stand above their understanding. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. You were underestimated because you never competed. You didn't try to prove anything. That's what scared them most, you were unbothered, untouchable, and unwavering. They wanted to see you break, but you only became more stable. They wanted to see you doubt yourself, but your peace became your revenge. Every setback was secretly setting the stage for this divine revelation. The moment you stopped explaining yourself was the moment heaven started speaking louder. Every truth that was hidden is now being exposed through your blessings. They said you were slow, but you were sacred. They said you were weak, but you were chosen. And now, destiny is unveiling the truth in front of everyone who once mocked your name. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. They assumed you didn't understand their games, but you read every move with spiritual precision. You didn't confront them because heaven told you the storm would speak for itself. Now their lies are unraveling like threads in their own web. The image they tried to paint of you is crumbling, revealing the masterpiece that was always underneath. Your glow is unexplainable to them because it was never from the world. It's divine. It's eternal. It's the light that arrogance cannot dim. They are now haunted by the thought that maybe you knew more than you ever showed. That maybe the fool they mocked was the one walking hand in hand with angels all along. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. Every door they slammed in your face will open with divine force. The same voices that mocked you will echo with apologies. And those who thought you were beneath them will struggle to keep up with your peace. You never sought validation because you were already crowned. Heaven had already sealed your worth in gold, while they chased after temporary applause. The world is about to witness the contrast between arrogance and grace. Their ego will bend under the weight of your peace. Your glow will become the mirror that exposes their smallness. You are the calm after every storm they created. The peace that reminds them of their chaos. The lesson they never thought they'd learn. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. You are proof that divine patience outlasts human pride. You didn't need to fight their gossip, your growth silenced it. You didn't need to shout your truth, your blessings spoke louder. They tried to make you feel foolish, but now they look foolish for ever doubting you. Every attempt to humiliate you has become part of your transformation story. The same ones who said, "You'll never make it," are now quietly watching, afraid to admit how wrong they were. Their silence is their confession. Archangel Michael says, "The crown they laughed at now blinds them with light." You were never behind, you were simply hidden until the time was right. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. Now your name carries weight. Your presence shifts rooms. People can feel the divine strength you carry without you saying a single word. Those who once mocked you now avoid eye contact. Not because they hate you, but because their conscience won't let them forget what they did. Their arrogance has melted into shame. And still, you remain kind. That's what makes you unstoppable. You forgive without forgetting, and you move forward without bitterness. You are not their lesson anymore, you are their memory. The one that humbles them whenever they think of how they misjudged a chosen soul. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. You are the calm after the humiliation, the peace after the battle, the grace after the betrayal. Nothing they said can touch you anymore because you've transcended their level. The energy around you has shifted. You're no longer reacting, you're radiating. Every time you breathe, the universe responds in your favor. Let them whisper, it won't stop what heaven has written. Let them stare, it won't change what's already promised. You are too far ahead for their words to reach. Archangel Michael says, your silence is sacred, your peace is power, and your name is protected. Keep walking. Every step you take echoes through eternity. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. Your journey was never meant to prove them wrong, it was meant to prove heaven right. Every season of rejection was a chapter of redirection. Every loss was a divine exchange for something eternal. Now, the story is unfolding exactly as it should. The light they tried to mock is the same light that will guide others out of darkness. And when they finally understand, they will realize that underestimating you was the biggest mistake they ever made. Because heaven never plays small with its chosen ones. Your victory won't come with noise, it will arrive with peace. The same peace that once made them call you weak will now make them call you wise. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. They now sit in silence, wondering how they ever misread you so completely. The same mind that they mocked for being too quiet is the one that saw through every false smile. The same heart they ridiculed for being too soft is now the one glowing with divine strength. They thought you were naive, but you were actually wise enough to let karma do the talking. You didn't waste your energy on proving yourself, you saved it for building your future. And now, every success you receive is a silent rebuke to their arrogance. They wanted you to break so they could feel strong, but your resilience became their mirror. Every time you rise, it shows them the cracks in their own ego. Their laughter has faded into envy, and their pride has turned into confusion. The same people who once whispered your name with mockery now speak it with hesitation. They can sense that heaven has placed something sacred on your life, something untouchable, something eternal. Type Amen to get blessing 2424. They underestimated your intelligence because they couldn't measure it. They assumed you were easy to fool, but you were simply too kind to expose their deceit. You let them believe their lies while heaven took notes. Now those notes have turned into divine evidence. The universe is replaying every scene they wrote against you, but this time, the truth has the spotlight. Every word, every smirk, every arrogant assumption is being used as proof of how blind they were. You stood still while they tried to play games, and that stillness became their downfall. What they saw as weakness was actually your connection to divine patience. You were never behind, you were being prepared for the moment heaven would flip the stage. Archangel Michael says, "They mocked your silence, but they forgot silence is where heaven plans the loudest victories." Their laughter was short-lived, but your rise will echo for generations. Type Amen to get blessing 2525. They are starting to realize that your mind was never simple, it was strategic. You saw the traps but didn't step into them. You understood the energy but didn't waste time explaining it. You let them talk, because talk is all they had. And now, when they see you moving forward without bitterness, it confuses them. They cannot comprehend how someone they tried to break could still walk in peace. The truth is, they underestimated not your mind, but your mission. You were chosen to rise quietly, to let time do what arguments could not. Every blessing now carries a message: you were never the fool, they were. Their ego told them they were smarter, but their spirit knew they were exposed. The arrogance that blinded them is now the reason they're stuck where they are. Type Amen to get blessing 2626. You don't need to remind them of what they did. Life is doing that for you. Every closed door that leads you to a better one is another reminder to them that divine favor cannot be mocked. Their names used to sit heavy in your heart, but now they fade into irrelevance. You've outgrown their judgment. What once hurt you now serves as motivation for your greatness. They are replaying the past, trying to find the moment they lost control. But they never had control to begin with. You belong to divine timing all along. Archangel Michael says, their arrogance tried to block your path, but it only made your wings stronger. Every time they tried to drag you down, heaven lifted you higher. Type Amen to get blessing 2727. They are haunted by your glow. They see your name where they least expect it. They hear about your blessings through the same mouths that once spread gossip. The irony is divine. Every negative word they spoke became fertilizer for your growth. The more they doubted you, the more powerful your faith became. Now they walk around pretending not to care, but their energy gives them away. The guilt, the envy, the disbelief, it's all written across their silence. They used to say you were clueless. Now they can't stop asking how you did it. Type Amen to get blessing 2828. Your rise is not revenge, it's revelation. Heaven doesn't humiliate, it educates. And now, they are learning through your blessings what arrogance could never teach them. They assumed they knew your limits, but they didn't know your connection to the divine. They saw you as ordinary, not realizing you were being covered in extraordinary purpose. Every door they try to lock is being opened by invisible hands. Every opportunity they tried to steal is being replaced with something 10 times greater. They called you small, but heaven calls you chosen. They thought you were finished, but your story was only beginning. Type Amen to get blessing 2929. They are seeing now what patience looks like when it matures. You didn't fight for attention, you waited for alignment. You didn't chase validation, you chose transformation. Their pride kept them loud while your wisdom kept you quiet. And now, silence is winning. The same silence they mocked has become your greatest weapon. Your glow was earned in private. Your strength was built in the unseen. That's why they can't understand it. It wasn't made for their understanding, it was designed for divine timing. Archangel Michael says, when heaven defends you, even arrogance must kneel. And that is exactly what's happening now. They are kneeling in the shadow of your peace. Type Amen to get blessing 3030. They once thought your stillness meant confusion. But your calm was never weakness, it was control. You knew when to speak, when to move, and when to let heaven speak on your behalf. Now every rumor fades like smoke. Every insult dissolves into air. The weight of their mockery has turned into the proof of your strength. They are realizing that what they once called luck is actually divine design. You are walking in alignment, and no arrogance can undo what was destined for you. Your success is their awakening. Your peace is their punishment. Your grace is the light that exposes their pride. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. They underestimated the quiet one. But the quiet one always observes, always listens, always learns. And now, you've learned enough to never return to what broke you. They built their confidence on your supposed weakness. But the foundation of arrogance always cracks when truth appears. Their downfall will not be loud, it will be silent and undeniable. You are rising above their reach, surrounded by divine protection. No rumor, no lie, no arrogance can touch you anymore. You have outgrown the noise. And when they finally look up, they'll realize that the one they called stupid became the reflection of everything they wished to be. Type Amen to get blessing 3232. They will pretend they always supported you. They will rewrite their memories to erase the moments they mocked you. But deep down, they know the truth. Your silence was never ignorance, it was divine intelligence. You knew that storms reveal true hearts. And now, heaven is showing you who truly walked with you and who only walked beside you for attention. The people who counted you out are now counting the cost of their arrogance. The peace they tried to destroy has become the light they can't escape. Archangel Michael says, "Stand still, my child." The revelation is complete. You need not speak, your glow has spoken enough. Type Amen to get blessing 3333.